aren't sufficient supplies. I wondered if you could give us more details about what level.
The 2.1 million people trapped in the war zone, that is Gaza, are facing yet another killer on top of bombs and bullets: starvation. We're now witnessing a deadly surge in malnutrition-related deaths. Since July 17th, severe acute malnutrition centers are full, without sufficient supplies for emergency feeding. In 2025, WHO has documented 21 deaths related to malnutrition of children under 5 years old. Rates of global acute malnutrition exceed 10%, and over 20% of pregnant and breastfeeding women that have been screened are malnourished, often severely. As you know, mass starvation means starvation of a large proportion of a population. And a large proportion of a population of Gaza is starving. I don't know what you would call it other than mass starvation. And it's man-made. And that's very clear. And this is because of blockade. And I have said it in my statement, more than 80 days of blockade straight. And then, of course, there is opening now, but it's not enough. It's just a trickle, and people are starving.
That particular issue, besides them saying they're not going to adopt the changes to...
Imagine 1,026 people have died while trying to feed themselves. If they're not starving, imagine risking their lives. I don't know why we're even splitting hairs here. And not only 1,026 were killed while trying to feed themselves or find food for their family, thousands were also wounded. So if you put that, there is mass starvation. Large proportion of the Gazan people are starving. On Monday, WHO personnel came under fire in the city of Deir al-Balah. The WHO staff residence was attacked, endangering personnel and their families, including children. Israeli military entered the premises, forcing women and children to evacuate on foot amid active conflict. Male personnel and family members were handcuffed, stripped, and interrogated. One colleague remains in detention. We call for his immediate release.
At the bodies. So I just wanted to know if you saw this kind of video.
How critical starvation and malnutrition have become. And our figures, I just want to stress that, is underreported. So when we see, you look at, for example, the number of under fives with malnutrition since October 23, we count over 70,000. But when you look at the number of under 5, actually in 2025 is close to 30,000. Number of children who reportedly died linked to malnutrition in 2025 only is 17. Now this is underreported, the tip of the iceberg. The last point is as well, we have seen the IPC reports and we reported on that. We knew this was happening. The world knows that this is happening and is going on. The DG also referred to the enormous amount of death, more than close to 800 deaths, and many hundreds of injured people we see around the so-called safe non-UN food distribution sites, but including to the very limited UN trucks, these mass casualty incidents.
Contact with the Israeli authorities to secure his release. Thank you.